them. These people wouldn't even got close to kill in Idaho. They would not got close to kill those students. They would not got close to kill the house. Because if that did occur or would have occurred, the students wouldn't have no problem snitching on these people to the college authorities, so the college authorities get these people the fuck out of here. That's why, Jay and Bree, your whole story just got debunked. You fucking welcome, you idiot. You fucking welcome.
That is a very stable route that they had going, down to the point to where the AK guys in prison had attorneys bringing them narcotics to them in prison, verified now. But looking at this area in between where the Omerta boys' narcotics would reach Boise, there is quite a few players, we believe, in between this area that may have contributed to this atrocity. And then when I go to each area, I plug in the people that we know and start to look and see if I see any patterns evolving. For instance, when I go to
This is the part that it pissed me off the worst, when you say all this fucking nonsense shit and you're trying to get Kara in the middle of all. You're trying to blame Kara for what happened to her daughter. How fucked up of a person you could be to even implying that? You implying shit the Moscow PD, the FBI, and none of the investigative body has implied. And believe me, I do believe. I do believe the Moscow PD had a reason to divert the investigation away from the students of the University of Idaho. Jay and Bree, don't you think that if what you're talking about was correct, or what you're talking about is even applicable to this case, don't you think the Moscow PD, instead of having Bryan Kohberger on all that trickery trick that they did to get a total stranger, don't you think if your theory makes sense, using Kara and blaming Kara for what happened to her daughter, don't you think the Moscow PD would use Kara as a scapegoat? Don't you think that they would have Kara saying like, yeah, I think this other person would have done it, and it would be easier for Moscow PD? Don't you think? Like, again, I know you're not that bright, but I'm trying to have a proper argument to see if you actually bright enough to contradict my argument. But I believe that you're just gonna say that I'm a dumbass, I'm Puerto Rican, what the Puerto Rican know, more racist shit. And you're never gonna make sense on your own shit. Because again, instead of Moscow PD doing all this crazy shit that they did, don't you think that it was easier using the mom of one of the victims, point fingers at some people, lock up those people, and done deal? Easier and believable No. They had to make sure that everyone, the students, the family members, and the University of Idaho is totally detached from the killer. What they did not expect, because they are fucking desperate. It was the same no connection with Bryan Kohberger. It would have bite him in the ass. Because they wanted to blame someone that is away from everyone, family members, students, University of Idaho. Is the same reason why Bryan Kohberger is not it. Because there's no fucking connection. But here we have Jay and Bree try to push down the throat a story having Kara involucrated somehow, because whatever her past, and try to imply that what happened to the Idaho 4 is related with anything Kara doing. What kind of piece of shit are you, Jay and Bree? What type of piece of shit are you that you are not just pushing an narrative that is nowhere to be found or close to paperwork? Jack D is more of a suspect than any of these people. So now you tell me who's close to the truth, me or you? Stupid son of a bitch. And you have to still be smoking meth for you to even fucking think how you think, bro. You have to still be smoking meth for you to think how you think. Or you work for Scott Green. Is no other. Is no other. Is no other. I can't stand you, Jay and Bree. I can't stand you. Because you're not just delusional, but as you even sound like you have an agenda though. That's why I'm asking you, do you work for Scott Green? Do you work for Scott Green? And officially, I declare Jay and Bree Molly the DoorDash driver of YouTube. His name is Maybe. Not Jay and Bree, he's Jay Maybe. Yeah, man. He's crazy. And he's bad because he's like, you see these motherfucker come here to YouTube True Crime and act like, because he said delusion. At this point, it's a delusion. At this point, I could only blame it on drug use or drug abuse or long-lasting drug abuse. That even though if now he don't do no drugs, if that was the case, his brain is so fried and gone that he don't have no comeback. He's no coming back out of a meth trip. I'm telling you right now. And it's crazy, how their delusion goes outside of reality to the point that even if a bunch of people is pinpointing that everything he's saying and everything all these other idiots been saying about the possibility of the drug deal going wrong, the CI, come on, man. Moscow PD already told you how they got to Kohberger. The FBI, Moscow PD already told you how they got to Kohberger. You the only dumbass steal